Hi, I'm Joel, Master Toymaker here at Ansana Melon, and this is the most badass flashlight on the planet. It's called the RGB Critter BT, and it's an app-controlled color-changing flashlight with over 200 different twist-on accessory options. I'm going to be creating a series of videos here that demonstrate the new improvements we've made to the RGB Critter BT, as well as some videos that demonstrate how our new Ansana Melon app interacts with the RGB Critter BT. This first video that I'm going to be sharing demonstrates the improvements we've made to the silicone sleeve so that it no longer slides around on the aluminum housing. So thank you, stay tuned. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating the improvements that have been made to the silicone shell on the RGB Critter BT. And so what you're seeing here, this design on the outside of the flashlight, this is made of a super soft and grippy silicone material. In the shell, it rests up on top of the aluminum housing here, and the aluminum housing stores all of the internal components of the flashlight. These are the 3 buttons on the outside of the physical flashlight, and then those buttons rest on top of the electronics, the PCB, and the buttons on the PCB. And so we've made a number of improvements to the RGB Critter BT's aluminum housing, as well as the silicone shell, to make it so that the silicone shell doesn't slide around. This is the RGB Critter 2.0 flashlight model, and the silicone shell on this product, it can slide around. You can see how the buttons are no longer aligned correctly, and if I press them, they're not going to function properly. It's also could cause issues if you are a flow artist and the silicone shell is sliding around while you're playing with the product. And so we really looked into what are our solutions to create a removable silicone material from the aluminum housing that no longer slides around. It was important that this isn't a permanent silicone material on the outside of the housing, because unfortunately with these open ends on the ends of the aluminum housing, we aren't able to do a overmold. An overmold would mean that we're permanently attaching the silicone to the aluminum. So our solution was to create, well, let me show you this first. So this is the aluminum housing from the RGB Critter 2.0 model. And as you can see, there is kind of a sparkle effect on the outside here. And what that is sandblasting. So they shoot a fine, a small granular material at the outside of the aluminum, and then it makes it kind of a rough surface. So that was our original solution with the RGB Critter 2.0 and 1.0 models. And then with the RGB Critter BT, we wanted to solve a lot of the issues, or all of the issues that people brought up in the feedback that we received about the RGB Critter models. So what we did was we added these features that you see on the outside of the aluminum here, and we did 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. And these features, they mate with this is the silicone shell of the RGB Critter BT inside out. And these features, they mate here. So when the silicone shell is attached to the aluminum housing, it doesn't slide around at all. It's really, really difficult to move it around. And so another thing we did was we increased the grit. That means we made of the sandblast, and what that means is that we made it so that this is a rougher surface. You can see this is a little bit shinier in texture than this, and that's because there's just more light reflecting off this. There's less roughness on the surface of this aluminum housing. So the last thing I'm going to show you is just, so I'm going to remove the silicone shell off of the RGB Critter 2.0. And all I'm going to do, I'll move these out of the way. All I'm going to do is just push down. You can see is slid off relatively easily. I'm gonna pull it off the rest of the way. There we go, I turned it on. So here's the RGB Critter BT, and I'll take off the new modular cap, and I'll be making a demonstration video showing this in the near future. All right, so I'm just gonna push down, and I'm pushing down with all of my might, believe it or not, and I can't get it to move. I can get these off, but it takes a lot of effort, so I would need to kind of push and then pull a little bit so it doesn't start to overlap. Anyways, what I'm showing you is that this is it gives like a super semi-permanent, I don't want to call it permanent because, you know, it's not a permanent attachment between these two parts, but it feels like it has this permanent attachment. And so we're really, really excited about this new development in the product because it really opens up things for flow artists who want to use this product and throw like our staves, our double-sided lightsabers up in the air and catch the product and not have, you know, the silicone shell sliding around. That's not like a very fun way to perform, of course. So anyways, I'm going to be creating more demonstration videos here in the near future, and if you have any things that you want me to demonstrate for you or show about the new RGB Critter BT, please feel free to post your suggestions in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching and your support. Thank you.